So in today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Aftermarket event, of course, that's just been announced. Of course, the limited time mode that they brought in, a new one, which makes a change. And of course, then the bigger news of crossplay being sort of beta testing and seeing all the good things as to whether that's working and all that as well. So my name's Dratlow44, so thank you for taking the time to stop by and watch the video. What I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be covering certain things. Now, I'm not going to go into a lot of things about the actual trailer itself, though I will cover a few little minor points. I naturally imagine that there will be a lot of YouTubers covering, especially the big ones, will be covering the kind of like the details about the actual video and like various things that they've spotted within. So I figure that there's not really a lot of point in me doing that because, you know, you've probably already seen it. From my point of view, what I'm going to be doing is just talking about my thoughts about the Aftermarket event, obviously the crossplay side of things, a couple of concerns that maybe people had that actually, I reading the notes and things, I'll be going through that, actually don't seem so bad. And of course then, you know, as I say, talking about the limited time mode as well, and my thoughts on that. So before I go into the main content, do remember to never stop moving, never stop believing, and stay Apex. Right, let's get into the main bulk of the content here. So my first thoughts with the Aftermarket event was, wow, another one already? God, that's quick. They're really like churning them out faster and faster all the time. But actually, it does turn out to be 3 months ago since the one, of course, that was the one that gave the Mirage heirloom. And I guess it's just that time has gone really quick for me, and I didn't realise that it was that long ago. I think one of the big things about the Aftermarket and any collection event is the amount of money that they want you to actually spend. And this has always been a little bit of a complaint on my part, because I do think that the prices are very extortionate. Yes, I completely understand that any company wants to make money, and I can't blame them. I mean, you know, any business wants to make money. I mean, that's how they function, right? That's how they can do things in the game. But, you know, the prices I do feel are very, very expensive. And, I mean, you're looking at, you know, somewhere in the region of about £135 if you're in the UK. I don't know euro, but probably similar, and then dollars I believe is about $155 or something like that if you wanted the all the collection items to get the caustic heirloom. Now the caustic heirloom looks pretty cool. If you main caustic, it looks pretty decent. I think the detail looks nice, however it's very expensive. There are some cool looking skins, and I believe you're going to be able to buy them for crafting crystals, but again, probably my biggest complaint is that although they are very nice looking items, they're not unique. They do say that they're going to come back, or they could come back in a future event, kind of like what they did with the Grand Soiree, probably like a shop thing. But you can buy a legendary for like 2,400 crafting crystals, which is quite a lot, and you can also then buy like an epic for about 800. So overall, not a cheap affair, but there are some pretty sick skins, so by the looks of the trailer, so I'm sure that there will be some ones worth getting. Okay, so the next part, of course, is going to be about the limited time mode. Now, of course, with myself, I mean, I've done some concept ideas on various limited time modes. I'm going to link that in the description below if you haven't seen them already. It is well worth sort of checking out and kind of having a look at, because let's face it, you know, I do think that limited time modes do make the game more fun, and they add a bit of a different element into it. Okay, so the limited time mode is called Flashpoint, of course. Now, one of the things is that they've removed all healing items, apparently, or as nearly. The Phoenix kits can be crafted, I believe, in the last ring, or very much at the end, but they're going to be at a price, so it's not going to be that easy to kind of gain. So it's going to be ideally just weapons and attachments and things like that, which is kind of interesting. Now, I don't know quite how the shield is going to work. Do you start with a shield? You might start with like a white Evo, and then of course upgrade it and so on, but who knows. Apparently there's going to be these kind of like certain flashpoints within King's Canyon. If you don't land in them, you're going to be kind of at a disadvantage, because of course you're not going to have any health, so you're not going to be able to like regen or, you know, kind of like up your health or anything like that unless you're Octane or Lifeline. I imagine Lifeline's going to be really strong for this mode, to be honest, because of her health drone. She won't give back shields, but she has a care package, so just thinking just straight away that could be a good thing. So it looks like it's going to be taken with regards to the storm circle, where it's going to be following, always be closing, so the storm's always going to be closing, so you're going to be trying to land within within the circle and make sure that you're kind of okay. And the idea is kind of like where they're looking at a bit of a team deathmatch, where you're going to get these crazy matches within a very small area. I could imagine this being very frantic, very kind of all over the place, scrambling for loot. It could be a good thing and a bad thing. Now, my first impression was, oh, yeah, it doesn't look that exciting. However, until you actually play these events, until you look through them, you never fully know, do you? So this event might be really, really good. It might be interesting, and it might actually be very hectic, especially in that final circle, that final kind of ring. It could be really, really crazy, especially in that last flashpoint where everyone's just shooting each other. They're the ones that have survived. So yeah, I mean, like, my opinion on it is that at least it's different. It's nice not to see the same old modes recycled, which is great. I'm not sort of totally sure whether it's a mode that blows me away personally at this minute, but, you know, until I actually get to play it, you know, I don't want to base an opinion on it and say, oh yeah, it's rubbish, it's not good, and that's not actually true. It's really, really fun. I'm hoping that they kind of get the balance right with regards to the weaponry, because that's my biggest complaint sometimes in, you know, these battle royale games. You land and you don't get a weapon, you get a Mozambique, which is fine if you've got the attachment, but if you haven't, 4 bullets against someone with a full auto or an energy weapon, you're just going to die. So, you know, and I hope that the ring is going to kind of not move at the speed it does in this particular clip, because, yeah, it moves super fast, and I think that you want to keep it at kind of a reasonable speed to give you a little bit of time to kind of, you know, if you're outside of the ring and, you know, the flashpoint, you get the chance to land. But anyway, that's that part. Let me know what your thoughts are when you saw the trailer and you've seen the details, hopefully. Let me know what you think of the new mode. Are you excited for it, or are you kind of half with it as regards to how exciting it's possibly going to be? So yeah, let me know on that one your thoughts. So regarding the crossplay beta then, so since launch of Apex Legends, crossplay has been one of the most requested features that people have asked for a lot. And I'm not surprised, because let's face it, you know, in regards to, you know, having people, friends, play on different platforms, it's very frustrating not to be able to play with them. Now, I did myself have some concerns about crossplay, and actually, you know, it's quite detailed in regards to the notes. I'll link the actual full webpage notes in the description below as well, so you can have a read of them, because of course, you know, you might find it easy to read than to hear someone talking about it. I can only cover so much detail, sort of thing. But they're going to be doing a beta. They want to collect data to make sure it's all working, whether it's successful, if there's any, you know, glitches, any problems, all that sort of thing. So basically, you will be able to switch it off if you want. It will be enabled by default, so it'll be on. But then what will happen is you can change it via the settings. So you can turn it off if you just want to continue playing on whatever platform you're on. You can add a friend on the platform. You can basically search them on a menu, and of course then you just enter their kind of like username, initiate a friend request, and then they can join, and so on. Now, one of the big things was, I was thinking, well, you know, if I'm on, say, PS4, which I am, I'm playing with a friend, say, on Xbox, is then, you know, are we going to end up playing against PC players who are using mouse and keyboard? Now, one of the big things is that, you know, unfortunately, mouse and keyboard is becoming a much more common thing on console, because, you know, I think people want to kind of increase their movement, and I don't think you're ever going to escape that. But however, one of the main things is that you don't need to worry about coming across random PC players necessarily, unless you have a PC player in your party. So if you squad up with an Xbox player, a PC player, and you're on PS4, then of course you're going to go against PC players only, which means you're going to be coming across a lot more mouse and keyboards, but you accept that by joining someone on PC. It is kind of interesting. I mean, again, it's early stages, so this is going to be a really big thing as to, you know, the sort of future of Apex Legends. I mean, it's going to be nice actually having a bit more flexibility, I think, and I think it will be a good thing. I do expect some bugs. I think, being totally as non-biased as I can, you know, unbiased, I think that there will be some problems with this. I mean, I think that it's fair to say that, you know, Respawn haven't really filled my faith in regards to solving bugs. The amount of glitches in the game is terrible, the lag is still really bad, and I'm hoping that they strengthen the servers because of this, because one thing that I've noticed recently is that the lag has been really, really bad, and you do get shot by bullets you don't even see. Next minute you're dead, and you look at the death recap and you're told that you were hit by 50 bullets. You didn't even see one. So that's on PS4, mind, so I realise that it might might be different on Xbox and of course PC, but I do hope that they kind of cater for all that and they solve it and they strengthen the servers. EA are a big company. I know Respawn are less so, but they have EA's funds and they should be doing that. So that's one thing that maybe is a little concern in regards to, is there going to be more lag? Is it going to be worse? Let's hope it actually isn't. So one really good thing is that you are going to be able to chat to the people in your party. So if they come from Xbox or they come from PC and you're on PS4 or whatever, you are going to actually be able to talk to them. This is going to be amazing for things like communication, team play, all those good things. You're still going to be able to use the pings, but hey, you know, they're going to be less needed in the same way. So one thing I would say, and again, this is probably like just a little thing, and that is just to say that of course you're going to come across probably very likely more pre-made squads. So if you are a bit of a solo player and you don't have a lot of friends that you can play with, or they're not on at the same time as you are, you may find that you're stuck with two randoms and you're coming across a lot more organized squads. So, you know, that could be a little bit of a downside for some of you, but hey, you know, the way skill-based matchmaking is, it probably is going to throw you into some difficult matches and some easier matches, depending on what the situation is anyway. So we'll just kind of see how that goes. And just remember that this is a beta, so it's kind of like then testing some things. It's not actually like saying that that's the final product. And hopefully, you know, they'll be able to look at any kind of little things that maybe aren't working or aren't great with it and say, you know what, we'll fix this and we'll get it sorted. Hopefully, anyway. So yeah, that is my main thoughts on crossplay. So I suppose, I mean, I want to hear some comments below on what you guys are thinking. I mean, are you super excited? Are you looking forward to having the crossplay option to sort of see what it's all about? Are you looking forward to the new limited time mode, Flashpoint? Does that kind of get you excited? Again, I mean, like I say, I mean, at least we are getting a new limited time mode. Some of the skins look amazing for the Aftermarket collection event, although I do think that they're going to be expensive. If you have got crafting crystals, that is going to help. I've got a little sort of strategy that I used on the Mirage video. I'll probably do another one talking about it, so again, look out for that nearer the time. But I think that is the main sort of bulk of the video. So if you did like it and you sort of enjoyed actually the content and the information, without going into too much ridiculous detail, I tried to keep the video at a reasonable length. I know it's lasted about 13 minutes, but you know, to cover all of the subjects and things in some depth without going into it too long, you need a little bit of time for that, so I just hope that that's kind of kept it reasonably okay. I'm going to link the notes in the description. I'll link my concept ideas, of course, for the limited time modes that I've had, and I also did a buff video for some of the legends, because that's the only other thing I didn't talk about, is that usually with a collection event, we do see some legend buffs. So write in the notes below or in the comments below which legends you think are going to be buffed when this Aftermarket event comes out, because you never know, it might be a different legend from what we'd expect. But otherwise, that is it from me, so do remember to never stop moving, never stop believing, and stay Apex. If you like the video, please drop a like, it'd be amazing, and if you want to subscribe, it'd be very much appreciated. But otherwise, I shall see you in the next video. You take care. Cheers now. Bye.